guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wing Gaming. So you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Remake. So this is, as you guys probably know by now, this is definitely going down Sissel's path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes to entertain you. Let's jump right in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Okay. Mrs. Corliss sighed. Oh, Adrian, if only you showed this kind of creativity in my classroom. Ouch. It'd be nice if you had just told the truth. I was once young, too. I know how youngsters often sneak out to meet up with whatever boyfriend or girlfriend you have hidden away. No, it's nothing like that. Just remember that protection is a must. STDs are a real problem, and not something that just happens to someone else. I believe Mr. Rokov has pamphlets with diagrams in his office. Mrs. Corliss, I promise you that I'm not sneaking out to sleep with... Also remember that love at first sight is a lie. Romeo and Juliet claimed to have it, and they died 3 days later. I buried my reddening face into my hands. Yes, I'll take your advice to heart, Mrs. Corliss. Excellent. Hurry off to bed, and do not get caught again. I will not be so lenient next time. With a huff, Mrs. Corliss turned and walked off, leaving me alone with my embarrassment. Well, almost. That was rather educational. I only groaned, face still buried. Was that your first time getting the talk? Your face was priceless. Ugh, my parents never cared. I thought I'd be free from this experience. It's a rite of passage. You can't escape it. Anyway, thank you for letting me into the school. I think I'll stick around and explore the place a bit. You still stick around even after a ghost attacked you? Hey, you can't live life without a bit of adventure. I'd ask you to be my tour guide, but I don't want you to get into any more trouble. Well, I'll see you around. Have a good night, Adrian. And so Jenny waltzed off and disappeared down the hall. I sighed and ran my fingers tiredly through my hair. It had been one hell of a night. Why do I let myself get dragged into these kinds of things? Huh? I reached up and clutched the camera hanging against my chest. It felt... warm. Was I just feeling my own pulse against my palms, or did the camera have its own heartbeat? No. Something had definitely changed. Uh-oh. Oh. Nice. Ooh. Day 7. Little pieces of time. Waking up on Sunday morning was supposed to be relaxing, but all I felt was exhaustion. I was still trying to ignore all the confusing things that happened last night. It all felt like a tangled story that I didn't have all the pieces to. It's probably best not to dwell on things I didn't understand. Ignorance was bliss, right? Let's go back to normal things, like hanging out with friends. Oh, right, everyone was at work today. I groaned and turned over in my bed. I didn't want to just show up and bother them at their jobs. It was tempting to just stay in bed all day. The walls of my dorm almost reverberated with a sickening feeling. I sat alone in my bed, staring upwards blankly. Sometimes during these quiet moments, I just felt no energy to do anything. Time simply ticked by. Maybe some fresh air could help clear my mind. I strolled around the courtyard absent-mindedly. The whole campus felt especially empty on Sundays. Everyone was busy with their lives. It made me wonder why I even came to Girani Academy in the first place. There was a crash and I turned around to find Mrs. Corliss stumbling over a comically large pile of cardboard boxes. What? Oh, hey, Mrs. Corliss, are you okay? I'm fine, Adrian, thank you. I was just a little careless. I bent down and gathered a few boxes for her. They felt rather heavy. Should an old woman like her be carrying things like this? How about I help you move these? I've got nothing better to do. I will accept your offer with gratitude. Thank you again, Adrian. I helped Mrs. Corliss carry her boxes all the way to the office building. At least I was somewhat useful today. I must say, Adrian, you were rather kind for such an unmotivated young man. Hey, I'm not that unmotivated. Oh, your classroom participation grade says otherwise. Whoops. And nonetheless, I truly enjoy having you in my classroom. You have much potential, Adrian. It's only a shame you are not utilizing it. Look, Teach. Girani Academy is for rich and honor roll kids. I only got here because I accidentally won a free scholarship and my parents wanted me out of the house. There are a lot more people who deserve to be here. I was just lucky. Mrs. Corliss watched me quietly and placed a hand on my shoulder. It felt comforting but firm. Is that what you believe? If that is what you believe, then you should better yourself into a person that does deserve it. You have much room to grow, Adrian. Don't squander it by feeling bad for yourself all the time. Is this just a big ploy to get me to work harder in your photography class? Mrs. Corliss actually laughed. I was speaking of your life choices in general, but more participation in my class would be nice too. Photographs are rather pleasant in that regard, and looking back at them reminds us how much we've grown. Little pieces at a time. Precisely. I'm impressed, Adrian. You really do pay attention in my class. The phrase has been popping up a lot lately. Funny you'd say that. I first coined that phrase for my granddaughter. She should be around your age by now. Your attitude certainly reminds me of her. I'll take that as a compliment, I think. Ha! It depends on how you look at it. Either way, Adrian, I hope you will spend your time wisely while at Durrani Academy. Sure, I guess. I'll try. Despite Mrs. Corliss's whole reprimanding, I ended up just wandering about the dorm the whole afternoon. It was just one of those dead motivation days, I guess. The roof was a relaxing place, but all that productivity talk kept bugging me in the back of my mind. Alright, fine, maybe I'll try doing something for once. I fiddled with the camera hanging from my neck, turning it this way and that. Ever since last night, the camera seemed to pulse with warmth. Whenever I held it in my hands, it felt like I'm suddenly submerged with soothing hot bath water. It didn't sound as elegant as it felt. Maybe Mrs. Corliss was right. I should play around with photography more. What kind of photo should I take? Oh, wait. Yeah, there you go. I pulled out the tiny origami crane that Owen gave to me a few days ago. This might make a good picture. Maybe I could photograph it and make it look all artsy or something. The photo might make a nice little thank you present to Owen for giving it to me. I positioned the paper crane on the table and carefully adjusted the lens on my camera. Here goes nothing. Oh no. I was falling. Memories and images flashed rapidly like a bursting array of film. Voices were echoing like a distant radio. Where am I? Who am... Oof. It was a warm summer afternoon like any other. Mum was feeling sick again, so he spent the week cheering her up and listening to her stories. Today she was teaching him how to fold paper into fun little shapes. He liked the bird one. I too like the bird. Oh! Owen sat on his mother's lap, watching her hands intently. Wow, Mum, that looks amazing! So you just fold it a few times and poof, it's a birdie! Not quite so simple, but that's the gist of it. Would you like to learn how to do it yourself? Oh. Of course! I want to make lots and lots of them, with lots of different colors, too! They can keep you company in your room until you feel better, Mom. You're always so sweet, Owen. You know, this reminds me of an old story. They say that if you make 1,000 of these paper cranes, one of your wishes will come true. Really? Owen pondered this for a moment, and then grinned excitedly up at his mother. Then I'll do it! I'll fold 1,000 paper cranes! Oh, and what would you wish for, dear? I wish for you to feel better soon, and then we can call Dad back home and do family stuff together. We'd have dinner and go on picnics and tell stories. It'll be great! Oh, such an unpleasant sound. Oh. It'll be alright. Everything's gonna be okay. I just need to make 1,000, and my wish will come true, and Mom will get better. Everything will be better. I just have to make 1,000. I don't like where that is going. Yeah, I don't like where that's going. I fell out of my chair and scrambled across the floor, my heart hammering rapidly against my chest. What the hell was that? Was that Owen's memories? Did I just see Owen's past? And I did it by just snapping a photo? No. This couldn't be real. I took plenty of photos before this one, and no crazy flashbacks happened before. Why now? Last night, when I ran into Jenny, my camera started glowing along with hers. Was that what triggered all this flashback nonsense? What should I tell Owen? No, it'd probably be better if I kept it to myself. I need some rest. Maybe some sleep. Yeah, I just need to sleep it all off. Everything will be fine. Sleep just wouldn't come. There was an uncomfortable weight digging into my chest. It felt so wrong to just pry open other people's secrets like this. A familiar chill swept through the room. I sighed and sat up on my bed. Hailey, what do you want? Oh good, you're not dead yet. I need to talk to you. Could you knock the next time you barge into my room? Absolutely not. That would imply I respect you in some vague manner. Back to the point, where is your wish? Huh? Did you forget already? I'm referring to that puny shooting star that's always following you around. You mean Echo? I haven't seen him since yesterday morning. He kinda just comes and goes whenever he likes. Shirking his duty. Figures. Quite suspicious, too. Hailey crosses her arms and tapped her feet thoughtfully. Tell me, Adrian, what is Echo's center? Center? Are you truly so clueless? A center is a wish's core. It's the desire that evoked his creation, his bond to you as his wisher. But I think about it. I don't know. He never told me what I wished for when I was younger. Although I do have an aching suspicion. Hailey frowned and gave me a calculating look. Listen closely, Adrian. I'll only say this once. Do not trust Echo. What? Think about it. He pops into your life out of nowhere but claims to have known you. He tells you almost nothing about why he's here, and you know a little about his intentions. Not to mention how he's never around when you truly need him. Can you trust someone like that? I frowned. I could say the same about you, Hailey. That would be wise of you, but at least I make my sentiments clear. My point about Echo still stands. Did you come all this way just to give me a bullshit warning? Certainly not. I came all this way to give you 2 bullshit warnings. In 2 days on the 9th, you will need to make a choice. A difficult one. Your friends need your aid. Where the threads weave will depend on your choice. But will you be capable of providing the guidance they need? Ah, you vague bitch. And she was gone. I sighed and buried myself into the mattress again. Why did everyone have to speak in riddles? It's hard to think about it now. It's best I get some sleep. Day 8. Edelweiss. Monday mornings were the bane of every creature's existence. I could feel my lazy bones clinging to the mattress in agonizing protest. It was so tempting to sleep in, but Mrs. Corliss would skin me alive for missing her class. Alright, waking up. Huh? Oh, hey there, Adrian. Are you alright? You look kinda dead. That's just my face, especially in the morning. By the way, what are you doing here? I thought your class was another building. There were some scheduling changes, so apparently I'll be joining your class today instead. A joint class? That doesn't sound like something Mrs. Corliss would do. Oh dear. It turned out I was right. Mr. Rokov stood in front of the class with a level of enthusiasm that should be illegal this early in the morning. Good morning, children! Half the class reared back in nervous terror. Unfortunately, Mrs. Corliss is busy visiting a family member in the hospital and won't be with us today. Fortunately for you, I graciously offered to teach in her stead. I heard Mr. Rokov used to teach at an elementary school. I can tell. How the hell did he end up at Girani Academy? They say he got fired for flooding the school. Something about an overzealous demonstration of the water cycle? It was a sewer water, too, so the whole school got shut down for being a biohazard. How badly would Mrs. Corliss kill us if we skipped this class just for today? We were interrupted by Mr. Rokov's exuberant everything. Alright, class, rearrange all the desks in a huge circle around the room. Be sure to create a large, empty space in the middle. Our classmates looked at each other wearily before following his instructions. It looked like we had no say in our own fate. Mr. Rokov was settling down in the center of the circle with a suspiciously large pitcher of water and a rustling shoebox. Have you folks been studying? Adrian, explain what the term gesture means in art. Me? But, it's got something to do with the figure's movement and action? That was an awful description, but yes, you are correct. A gesture drawing or photo is a quick, unrefined sketch that captures a person's movement. We will all be practicing this today. Photographers will be taking photos while artists will create sketches. What are we even photographing? Photographing. Photographing. Mr. Rokov suddenly flipped open the shoebox. A ridiculously fat pigeon plopped onto the classroom floor, clucking indignantly. Philip stared between the water pitcher and the pigeon suspiciously. Wait, he wouldn't. Begin! The pigeon squawked madly as a gallon of ice water pelted its backs. The board shot across the room like a possessed pom-pom as Mr. Rokov chased it merrily. That was probably the most exercise the pigeon had gotten in years. The rest of the class gaped in fascinated horror. What? We can't just let him torture the poor bird like that. It's not like Pete is gonna rush in to crash an art class. Get to work! Chop chop! You only have a few seconds per photograph or sketch. I'll be grading you all on quantity later. There was a flurry of paper and cameras and the class scrambled to work. I sighed and grabbed my camera. Better get to work! Good luck, little burb. I believe in you. Poor little bird. The class couldn't have ended quickly enough. As soon as the bell rang, everyone rushed out the door in a flurry of feathers and photos. Mr. Rokov was still shouting merrily from inside the classroom. Remember, kids, Visitors' Day will be in 2 days on the 10th. Make sure you create lots of art for your friends and family to admire. Oh yes, let's show them our pigeon torturing methods. Don't question it, it's art. To be fair, that pigeon could probably use the exercise. That thing's as wide as it is tall. That doesn't mean it deserves to be waterboarded. Well, if you put it that way. There was a sudden rustling sound from Philip's handbag. Wait, did you steal the pigeon? Of course I did! What if Mr. Rokov is teaching culinary arts class next? I'm not leaving its fate in his hands. Oh. Squawk! Isn't he cute? Don't worry, little guy. I'm not leaving you with that mean wet napkin of a man. You need to work on your insults. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, is your family coming for Visitors' Day? My mom's probably dying to scrutinize every little thing I do. Visitors' Day? I must have visibly cringed because Philip shot me a worrying look. My parents probably don't care much about what I'm doing here. Oh, it's a shame. You're doing pretty well for an amateur photographer. Look on the bright side. You can treat the day as a little vacation from classes. If you say so. Well, I better take this little bird back outside. I'll see you later, Adrian. I absent-mindedly waved at Philip's retreating back inside. Alright guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right here. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or a tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!